What's your name? Who are you?
Oh, that's a good question. So my name is Marquis Jenkins, and I was an after-school teacher at Middle Collegiate during the time we were making these films.
What do you think that you got out of the experience then making these films and short talk shows that you might have applied to your life now?
Well, that's an easy one. Definitely being a part of a project or being a part of something that has a clear, where we have to establish clear goals. There's a start time, there's a finish time, and then there's sort of a reflection time. And so being a part of this project and seeing it out from the beginning to the end instilled in me sort of the patience and sort of the not only the patience but the faith that if I be patient, something amazing is gonna come out of that. And in my current job as a community organizer who's working on campaigns, you need that same skill. You need to be able to come up with the goals of the project that you're working on, come up with a strategy on how you're going to reach those goals, and then you have to have the patience to sort of follow it through from the beginning to the end. And particularly in the organizing world, right, where you start a campaign and your typical campaign is already like 2 years old. It's a 2 year process. So you have to have a lot of patience and a lot of faith that even though you're taking a lot of time to do this, that the end result is going to be something amazing and beautiful.
Awesome. So, what were some of the things that you liked most about the experience?
Oh man, I love the talk show and I love the short films that we did, but by far my favorite were the commercials. It was fun. Aside from like the kids walking around the room and finding things to sort of turn into this product that people can actually use at home. It was the creativity of the kids. Everything came from them, and it was just so spontaneous and so amazing at the end. I mean, taking things like the tree stump, right, and turning it into an exercise, an exercise tool that the commercials were amazing, and still to this day I look at them with amazement and can't believe that we created such amazing pieces of art.
So, do you think are there any like funny stories, like an experience that you had with like the kids that just really stands out to you that was either funny or just like a wow moment?
It's so cliche, right? Just to talk about the bloopers and the process of sort of getting the perfect take, but some of the bloopers, right, actually made it to the actual final piece. So seeing all these happy mistakes and like this organic artwork coming alive was probably another like one of my favorite processes or experiences working on this film project. I mean, when kids sort of blurted out something and it wasn't part of the script, but it was eureka because they blurted out the right thing at the right time, and it was so spontaneous. So I enjoyed those moments the most.
Awesome. Do you, even as a teacher and not a kid in the after school, did you feel validated and empowered and creative and included?
Oh wow! Well, definitely. I was Nana's little sidekick, and I I enjoyed it. We sat down through every single process of creating this film, right? Whether it was sitting down with the kids to brainstorm sort of what was going to be this year's talk show ideas, or the short or the short clips that we did. We sat down, and I was a part of that piece, and then we went through the filming aspects, and then we went through the editing, and the editing I think is where the magic happens, right? It's where you take all these random clips and you glue it together, and then you have this amazing puzzle. And then take it a step further than that, and then you bring the kids. The kids don't actually get to see the editing process, again, that's where the magic comes. But when we finally get to show it to the kids and you see their expressions for the first time and their parents' expressions for the first time, and I mean, not only was it great, but I was empowered because I was a part of that whole process from beginning to end. And I was able to sort of see my suggestions and my ideas come alive. And so that's why I'm grateful to have worked with you, Nana, because you were that type of person who, who was a team player, who just because you were older or just because you knew more about the film industry, you still appreciated what I had to offer. And so that is something I think that's carried on to the work that I do now.